Here are two men, both with very similar athletic ability, competing for the biggest prize of them all. Who will win? Last year, I made a series of content with Movember, chatting and catching up with friends, and your response was absolutely nuts. So I had to come back and do it all again. Today, I'm with a good friend of mine, Ben Foster. Ben's honestly one of the most humble sportsmen or celebrities I have ever met. He's full of insight and great advice, so it's definitely the right person to pick for this wholesome day out.
It's been a long time since we've hung out, so I wanted to come check you. I want to go and do something if you're free tomorrow.
I am free tomorrow.
But I want you to bring your swimming trunks.
Oh, God's sake.
How peaceful is this, by the way?
It's great. Imagine you could find a line like this for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Oi, we're sick.
All right, we've arrived. Why am I wearing this, mate? Obviously we're going in water, but what are we doing?
Come on, you know I always sort you out, Ben. It's good to see you today.
You too, mate. Come on.
So, I've arranged some water sports for us.
I don't think I'm going to fit in that.
Oh, we'll get you in. Don't worry about that. Let's go.
And off we marched. I wonder what amazing activities we have in store today.
So, neither of you kayaked before? No, okay.
No, I reckon maybe, but not, you know.
Yeah, that's fine.
And up first, we've got kayaking. I've never done it before, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Natural me, mate. You watch. Here we go.
You've got a real pump on you, mate.
That's horrible.
Okay, brother.
So it begins.
Here we go. No, you Oh, I've been overtaken.
Yeah, easy.
That's 1-0 to Ben on me. Oh, don't say that.
I thought I had that. I was in the bag.
Look at this. Always a fun time when we hang out.
Mate, I could do this all day long.
And we've got the luck with the sun today. Although the sun was out the other day when I remember doing something. I think it was a free kick from outside the box.
I don't know what you're on about, mate.
Top left corner.
It was like the slowest goal I've ever conceded in my life. I think I remember saying, if you score any of these, I'm going to retire. And I think it might have pushed me over the edge. That's it, I'm done now.
You've been away recently. First proper time off that you've had in years, right?
Do you know what? I've got to say, it's so nice. It's like I'm living the life of a normal person. I can imagine it could be a daunting experience, but I've got to admit, I am quite enjoying it.
But the really interesting thing about you, and kind of why I wanted to get you on, is like, you've lived 2 lives now. Professional footballer for some of the biggest clubs in the entire world, and then you've also just started to become a YouTuber. How was that transition?
Honestly, I'm so happy I did it, because so many footballers nowadays would probably get to my age, sort of retirement age, and then it's all of a sudden, what am I going to do? And I can imagine it'll be an incredibly daunting place to be.
Was that one of the, as in you were like, look, maybe coming to the end of the career. How old are you now?
39.
That's amazing that you're still out there.
I know.
That's crazy.
I know. It hurts though, mate. Honestly, the body hurts. Like when you're playing football, you gotta imagine I'm diving at people's feet and stuff.
Yeah. And these guys are like peak of like...
Mate, mid-20s. It's a young man's game nowadays. You know what I mean? And there's me turning up, diving and, oh mate, out of bed in the morning. My back hurts and I'm thinking, oh God.
So was that a bit of like, oh, it's coming up now, I need to do something else?
It was totally organic. I didn't know where we were going to go with it. I didn't know what the reception was going to be. I know for a fact there's players out there getting to retirement age where they're thinking, what am I going to do next? And I can imagine that must be a really, really daunting prospect.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I just wanted to do something that sort of showed what it's like to be a footballer. The reception to it was just massive and it just grew and grew. And I think I've seen that it's something that I can do after football as well. And like I say, where I sit now, it's so nice to have that in place already.
Now, it's been friendly so far, but I had my sights set on one thing, my rival kayaker.
Look at that. That's freaking abusive, that is.
Mate, I don't have the balance for this. He's a professional athlete.
I can't stop. I can't stop doing that. Oh, I can't stop doing that. Oh, nah, this ain't for me. I'm too tall for this.
Another little challenge for you. You pop your bum over the pillow and you'll actually get the boat to do a wheelie.
Yeah, good un. I've heard that before. Do a wheelie my ass. Do a wheelie schmealie.
No, honestly, but if you lean back, it'll go all the way over.
He's about to go.
Send him.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Come on, Cal, you got this.
Yeah.
Was that you? Was that you? Oh my God, bro. Okay, guys, we jump in. Who's up for a race then? Yeah. Are you ready, guys? Mark, set, go.
Ah, this is going to be a doddle. Look at this. Ah, look. No. What is this? Oh, shock. He's eating the smoke is what he's doing.
Then Ramsdale Foster beat him. Professional goalkeeper.
Sport Billy.
I'm not mad.
So I want to go back a little bit. When you're in the early stages of your career, that mentality that you need to hold that fight and not give up. And when you're training as hard as you are in the training sessions, but not breaking into the first team, how do you deal with that?
When I signed for Man United, we had Edwin van der Sar, who is a legend. He's an absolute legend, right? So here's me, like a 23-year-old kid, signed for Man United, and I've got Edwin van der Sar in front of me. So straight away I'm thinking, well, all the best, like, you've got no chance. So every day I'm going into training just kind of a little bit like, I don't belong here, like, do you know what I mean?
Imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome, exactly that. And then eventually when you do get a chance and you're on the pitch on a Saturday afternoon, you're playing at Old Trafford. So I'm standing in goal thinking I'm the last line of defence, I need to be Mr. Dependable. And then I start to doubt myself. And that's where it creeps in your head, and that's where you end up sabotaging yourself so badly. And I would honestly say, like, at that time in my career at Man United, I just wasn't ready for that. But nobody ever teaches you how to deal with that. Do you know what I mean? They've got football coaches, they've got like gym instructors, first team coaches, goalie coaches. They don't have anybody to coach you on how to deal with the stresses and the demands mentally of playing for a team like Man
How's
United.
that changed now? Do they have more?
It's getting a
stuff
lot
in,
better,
yeah?
for sure. And it's the beauty of it is as well, though, players are a whole lot more open to actually talking about it as well. Whereas I remember 20 years ago, it wasn't even a thing.
Yeah,
You could not mention it, mate,
No.
I promise you.
I can't really imagine what it must have been like back then to be a man playing in football and not being able to chat. You have a shit day, no, just get on with it, get on with it.
Like I say it now about footballers, right? What they do is in the morning, they arrive at work in the morning, yeah? Before they get out of the car, they strap their suit on. And it's their ego, it's them, I'm a man. And then they walk into the training ground and they put on this persona in front of everybody else, and everybody's doing the same thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Then they get back in their car again and it's like, oh, and they can take it off and they can finally be themselves just for that little drive home again.
And there's a story about a footballer that would come out of those sessions, sit in his car and start crying.
Yeah. So this is the guy I actually played with, Stephen Reed. So Reedy's a good friend of mine, and he's one of these guys who you just think nothing would ever faze him. He basically said he's been, for the whole of his football career pretty much, been struggling with this anxiety, like outrageously bad anxiety as well, to the point where he would finish playing a game on a Saturday afternoon, he would get to his car, and he said most of the time it would end up me just bawling my eyes out.
Well, that's one of the key points, right? As a football fan, you see these guys on the pitch, you see people swearing at them, saying whatever, don't bat an eyelid. Yeah. It takes a real solid, mentally stable person to be able to do that.
I think a lot of people have these suits on and they are turning a blind eye to all their feelings and they're suppressing it and they're just making out like they're all right.
Now, time for something different. The canoe, a two-man activity, and teamwork is crucial.
All right, we're a team then, okay? Come on. Let's go.
Oh, get the water out of the boat. Get the water out of the boat, lad. Oh my God. Oh, I can see him doing it. Kick with your feet, go on, big jump.
Horrible. The most unathletic man I've ever seen in my life.
Mate, I need a hip replacement. All right. 3, 2, 1. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, we're golden. Lads.
I think we'll get further and faster if he stays like that.
What surprises me from just the initial chat here about football and how teams deal with it is like, why don't they put in more effort to concentrate on mentality and people's mental health?
But I still think it's a little bit taboo still to talk about. I think they worry that if they expose themselves and open themselves up so much, they still have to put themselves back together for that game on a Saturday afternoon. It's like they just want them to perform. So psychology, all that kind of stuff, it's not an instant fix. You can't read a book and then all of a sudden be good to go. It's a long-term process. That's what it is. You have to do it from day one. But like I say, it's getting better. Players though, they have to, I think nowadays they have to do it off their own back. They have to find somebody they've got a rapport with, they find easy to talk to. Do you know what I mean? Somebody that just connects to them better, because some people don't connect with people. So you have to find somebody that works for you.
It's about finding the right person.
Exactly that.
Whether that is a friend or you go further, you go to therapy or something like that. It's interesting you say that. If even just giving people the bare bones of like how to exist, don't check your phone after a match.
I'd say just steer clear of social media, full stop. Honestly, the comments, they'll get in your head. Because when you're younger, like young men, emotionally, we aren't there yet. Do you know what I mean? It's not until you get a bit older, emotionally, you'll get your stuff together a bit.
And you feel comfortable, you're like, oh, this is how it is. Like, I'm comfortable in my own skin, but it takes a long time to get there.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Do many people go to therapy? Is that chat in the changing rooms now?
Do you know what? Something that really opened my eyes to it was a few years ago. We was getting relegated at Watford. It was the end of a couple of seasons ago in the Premier League, and the mood would be so low, right? And I remember one of the lads saying, lads, I'm struggling. Literally just came out with it. And everybody just stopped and looked at him, and we all knew. And we were chatting about it, and I was like, mate, I feel exactly the same. This is, I don't know how to deal with it.
It's so brave of someone to say it in a big group.
Yeah.
Because actually one of the easiest things to do is to just like grab a friend that you trust or someone that you think, you may have never talked to them before about this kind of stuff, but the easiest thing to do is just grab someone like that. Kind of like we're doing today, I hit you up. Yeah. It's like, come check you, let's do something fun and just sit here. Because I knew from the time that we spent together in the past, it would be an easy conversation.
Mate, I was just telling you that story, I got goosebumps telling that story. Because I remember it, like I do. As soon as I say the story, I remember that emotion, that feeling of me just going, I know what you're going through. And then everybody else knew what he was going through.
And you can see that on the pitch with
100%.
You can see it.
100%.
How peaceful is this, by the way?
Great.
Isn't it?
Imagine you could find a line like this for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so scenic. You are, I don't care if it doesn't make the cut, you are a fat man. Right, I can't touch the bomb. It is cold. This is some shadowy water. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Oi, we're sick. Ah! What is it? What is it? You go I couldn't speak.
Bro, I saw it happening. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what was going on because it was so funny.
Because honestly, I thought it was a little black bird, like a powerful little black bird. Pecking me, it keeps there every shoulder, it's on my shoulder.
Are you doing any work back there?
You what?
Are you doing any work back there?
Taking Mick.
It's good, I like it.
Mate, you're steering.
It's you.
Bro.
You've got to go right.
They said it's easier to steer at the back of the boat.
Yeah, I'm the one doing, I have to gauge it.
No, we're good. To the other way, Yeah. Oh my God, we actually nailed it. Give me an oar. Yes. Oh, oh,
no. Just specifically on your role, a goalkeeper, super unique. Like, people ahead of you can like lose the ball, but if you lose the ball, it's a goal and it's your fault. Maybe the most mentally taxing position on the entire pitch.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that?
Yeah, it's tough, mate. It is. It's really, really tough. So when I first started playing, it just come natural to me. It was autopilot, and you just do it. And then it's not until you start having a little bit of adversity, you might make a mistake or two, And then you start to actually think about it, and then you start to analyse it, and then you think, well, why do I feel like this? And then that situation might arise again in a game, and then you go, oh no. And that's when the anxiety hits. You need to know the tools, the basic tools, to be able to recognise when it comes and where to park it. So I was lucky enough when I was younger, when I was at Watford, like I say, 22, 23 years old, they had a psychologist on site. I used to sit down with him and we would just talk it through, and I'd explain where they come from, the feelings of how they come from. He basically would teach me how to just sort of park it. And eventually I got to it was like a eureka moment, and it sounds so like easy to do, but I had to get to a point where I just went and not care about the consequences. And that's what I had to learn, to go, I'm going to stay off social media, I'm going to not watch the news, I'm not going to watch Match of the Day. And that's how I learned to do it.
It's time for the rubber dubber dinghies.
It's the more nimble, lighter legend, Callux.
Might be a long trip, this.
No chance.
Best part of the day. No way. No way. Yeah. That is mad. Hey. Mate, I have the dexterity of a small elephant.
This is lovely, this, isn't it, in the rings? Oh, I know.
Oh no, I actually can't see what's happening. There's a rock.
Oh, this is...
I'm hitting the rock. I'm hitting the... Woohoo!
Now, I just wanted to point out one thing. I've got a GoPro in my hand right here.
Nah, you're on the rapids, you silly bugger.
And now I don't. Yes, I dropped it in the stream, never saw it again. But hey, what a wonderful day.
So you've left Watford, the world is your oyster. Do you find it daunting now that you're coming out of this job that you've had for the last,
20 years.
20 years? That's crazy.
Like I say, I'm at that sort of tipping point where the fact that I have got the media stuff that I've been doing, whether it's Cycling GK or the podcasts, I know I've got something to fall back on, and it's not even fall back on. I just buzz doing it as well. I love doing it.
You look like you have so much fun doing
I do.
both.
I love it. I do. Like, we get to meet some really extraordinary people, talk to people. You learn so much stuff. But I know there's a lot of players out there that have got to the same sort of stage of their career where they're on the verge of retiring, and they might have to retire, and then they haven't got that in motion already. What do? I remember when I left Watford, and I had a few days, I'd say, where I'm thinking, it's a bit weird, this. For me, exercise, physical exercise, getting outdoors, doing stuff, being active.
Cycling GK.
Cycling GK.
Yeah.
It's one of the best helpers for your mental health. Like, I'll go out on the bike, I'll do a lot of biking, I've started doing a bit of running as well. But I'll do it for, might be an hour, might be 2 hours, whatever. And as soon as I've finished, right, I will sit down, and honestly, like, nothing matters. I'm cool, I'm golden. And I think the people that end up putting a bit of timber on, it doesn't help them. Yeah. That's where you need to keep going. You need to keep ticking over.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Right, anyway, so we've spent the whole afternoon talking about me and my experiences.
Yeah, because it's interesting in footballer, YouTube.
Mate, you're Callux, you're the main man. You're the friggin' YouTube's biggest, best entrepreneur. No chance, mate. Right? How does Callux deal with all this kind of stuff? How do you feel on a daily basis? Do you know what I mean? Because you've got so many irons in the fire, you're so busy. I see you doing all sorts of stuff all the time. How do you deal mentally with the world that you live in?
Yeah, so I made some Movember videos last year, and one of them was like completely talking about my lockdown experience. At the time, you're like, great, nothing to do. Like, I'll do these videos, I'll stream, then it slowly starts eating away at you. But I think now, life's great. We're out and about again. Like, world's back to normal. I think that's the main thing. But then I am having like a bit of a identity crisis on YouTube. I don't know what videos to make. I don't know what I enjoy making anymore.
Is that daunting then, yeah?
Yeah. Well, look, I know that I can always go back and do some of the old bangers. I'll bring back Insults Match. I'll start up another series. I'll do some of the game shows.
Don't bring back the prank ones, yeah? Do not bring the prank ones, all right? Do not do that again.
No. Although I might have a little tone up my sleeve. But yeah, so I'm all right. Like, I'm in a great place mentally, and I think that's down to like 3 or 4 years in therapy myself. Just go weekly basis, just chat stuff through. There's nothing better than that. And then like having a solid group of friends around me and certain friends within that group that I can just like go to speak about everything.
Yeah.
Some of my friends have gone through a tough time in the past, and I just make sure that I'm there for that person.
Can you notice if a friend's going through a tough time?
100%, yeah. Their demeanour, their body language, how respondent they are. I mean, there's people sitting at home that maybe won't be able to read these things, but like, just have a look around your classroom or like uni or friend group. If someone's not coming out, they haven't come out the last 2 times and you've gone on a motive twice and they're not out, ask them why, hit them up. We've only newly become friends in the last like year or so, but yeah, there's some cameras and there's some people around, but like, this is how it should be. Just chat about how you feel, get stuff off. If someone gives you one bit of information or one point of view towards something that you're going through, you might take that away and it might change everything. It might unlock 10 doors. Doesn't make you like any less of a man. Like,
Being a man is showing some emotion, there's nothing wrong with it.
yeah, being a man is showing some emotions. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it makes you more, because it will give you the confidence.
Yeah. Really, really good, mate. Enjoyed that.
Thank you.
That was lovely, mate, honestly.
Yeah,
really,
no,
really
thank
nice.
you.
As always, thank you for watching, thank you for making it this far in the video, and here's my challenge to you. I want you to pick a mate, find time to catch up, and let me know how it goes. Come back to the comments on this video or drop me an Instagram DM. I'll be reading them. It's important, so go and do it, go and try it. And thanks to Movember again for sponsoring this video. It's really important, and I appreciate you.